Copycat Token.
This is a special AMA live stream with a dear friend of mine, a dear friend of the channels, a dear friend of the community. It is Isaac. He's going to be joining us pretty soon. He has some wonderful news to share with us. Hello, Mojo. Hello. Isaac is just getting ready, powdering his face, styling his hair, and all that stuff. Yeah, so good morning. This is very exciting. And whoa, going right in. Isaac, you are right live. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Terry.
I did not give you enough time to prepare, did I? I just here's the link. You got 30 seconds to hop on. That's kind of my nature. I do things spontaneously, and you just go. Isaac, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for inviting me to your live stream.
This is amazing. You and I have become very close over the last month and a bit. You've been integral to the release of the Nomad and Inch tokens, a beacon of knowledge, definitely a good-hearted person. And without your input and without your help, I think we would have drastically failed like a rocket crashing down to the earth. So I feel I owe you one. So today's your day.
Whenever I see someone needs help, I just jump right in. I didn't think much at all. So I'm also glad I did help a lot and witnessing your tokens.
Thank you. It turned out pretty well, eh? For those who don't know you, could you just give us a little bit of background about who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing now?
Yes. So first of all, I'm Isaac Mo from Mo Isaac Channel. I'm a fourth year computer science student from the University of Toronto, and currently finishing off my bachelor degree.
Right on. So you're starting the next semester, I guess, in Toronto. Are you? You're currently in Taiwan right now.
Yes. So I will be taking remote courses for this semester, but I will fly back to Toronto in December.
Okay, right. So one semester remote courses. Fantastic. Yes. Fantastic. And sorry, what again are you studying? I said computer science?
Yeah, so I actually study computer science and abstract mathematics.
Abstract mathematics.
So math is more of a habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is, there's something, the math problem that no one has been able to solve yet, something plus one, x plus one.
Well, there's so many problems.
It was, I think, a Veritasium. I don't know if you know the YouTube channel Veritasium, but they said this is the hardest math problem that no one's ever solved.
Oh, yes, I did follow Veritasium. I actually very enjoy watching those educational channels.
He had a great video on how to do proper thumbnails to get more reach. I need to learn from that.
Right. I actually just updated my thumbnail for the luncheon video. I think it was pretty bad before because
I tried to grab. I went to your website. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I tried to grab your image from there, but it's a WPE something file, and it wouldn't allow me to do it.
Oh, I see. Well, which image are you trying to grab? My avatar.
Yeah, your avatar was one, and also, when we go to your website, that first picture.
The copycat picture.
Oh, I didn't want to say yet, but yes.
Sorry, I shouldn't say yet, but yeah. Well,
yeah, it's not a JPEG or a PNG file. It's some other weird file format.
I can just send you the JPEG or PNG.
Okay, cool. Because the only JPEG I could find was your LinkedIn profile picture, so I just grabbed that as this thumbnail. Yeah. All right, so you have a story to tell us, and I think I'll let you do it in your own words. You are here for a specific reason, and what is that?
So, for those that are subscribing to my channel, they already know. But for those that are not, I'm launching a new crypto project which involves a new token and an NFT project.
Okay.
So the new token is called COPYCAT. It's literally called COPYCAT, and
Interesting.
intended to satirize all the copycat tokens and projects out there in the crypto space.
All right. And what do you mean by that? How does it satirize them?
So the most obvious feature about this token is once you buy the token, you can send this token to the wallet address or the contract address of the project or the founder, which will act as a label to those projects. And because the blockchain is immutable and transparent at the same time, so everyone will be able to see that.
Okay.
So this is kind of like an outside of the box thinking, and I don't see any person had thought about this, so I just went with this idea.
Okay. So how exactly does it work? So we will prepay these copycat tokens, and then we will hold on to them. And anytime we see another project that is kind of copying another project, we're going to send them this token almost like it's like a, hey, I know what you're doing. And, it's like, how would you describe it? Like, it's like being labeled.
Before the existence of this token, the only thing you can do is you can go to their groups and try to call them out, and then they just block you, or you'll be publishing articles about it, but not necessarily everyone will see it, and your articles are at risk of being deleted. But it's not the same when you are doing it on the blockchain. So the first thing is you'll be kept forever, and all the transactions will be tracked.
Okay.
So right now, you will only be able to tell by examining the wallets, the founder's wallet and the contract address, which I do think people are started to doing that, because you often want to know what the founders are doing to make sure they are.
Okay, so for example, the million token came out from TechLead, and then immediately you had some copycats like the billion token or the trillion token.
Yeah. I don't want to call them out, but we can, as a community, send copycat tokens to them individually so that it adds up. So it's not really about how much you are sending, but the transaction.
How many people?
You are involved.
Oh, interesting. All right. So they will have all these small transactions, like 1,000 people will send them, one copycat, and then the community will say, hey, you're not doing anything original and you've been called out, and look at all these people that sent you a copycat.
Yeah. So I have an idea to build a database query service so that all those transactions will be tracked. And even if after they get rid of the tokens, but you can still see that, like, at some point in time, many people send.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. That's never been done before. This is like a very, very unique idea.
Yes.
Now, what about the terms of price and scarcity?
Right. So there's only 10,000 tokens, so it's actually pretty scarce. But at the same time, it has 18 decimals, so you can send as little as 0.1801.
Okay, right.
If they want to sell it, they will be wasting their money. So.
That's a very interesting idea, right? That's the 18 decimals. Yeah, I figured you'd buy the copycat and send a copycat, but then you don't have any more copycats. So yeah, I think it makes more sense to just send the minimum you can possibly send to somebody, because it's just like a mark,
Yes.
Or it's like, I used to play a lot of paintball in my younger days, where you'd have like those guns that have the paint pellets, and then you go around and then You get hit with the paint pellet, and then the paint goes all over their clothing, and you're like, "Ha, you've been tagged, buddy." Yeah. So it's kind of like that, right? You just spray all these copycats, or any project you don't really think is original or unique. You just send them some copycats.
Yes, and I would think it would be analogous by thinking we are shooting the pinballs behind their back, and they are not able to clean it up if we send it to the contract address, for example, because most of the tokens, they do not have a built-in functionality to pull tokens out from the contract address. So anything sent to the contract address will be trapped. So
interesting. I've never thought about that. I never thought you could actually send tokens to a contract address. I thought it would always have to be a wallet address.
Well, contract address is itself a wallet, actually, but
all right,
a smart contract built into it.
So okay, yeah, that's interesting, because I've never tried to send like any tokens specifically back to a contract address. It's always just like user to user.
Unless like you can specifically design it to be able to retrieve or interact with the contract further, but most of the tokens you can't. And I realized this because for a lot of the contracts, well, a lot of the tokens, I often see there are a few tokens got trapped in there by people who mistakenly send tokens to the contract.
Once they get sent to a contract address, can they be sent to another individual's wallet after that? If you're the token owner? Like, let's say if you sent something to the Nomad contract address, like Greg and I would be able to move it from there, wouldn't we? Or would we just stay there?
No, you will stay there forever. Except, like, as I said, you can design a contract to be able to do that, like retrieve. But I
for the most part,
90% of the tokens are not designed.
Interesting. See now, I want to do this. Like, I want to do this a lot now. Now I'm excited about this. So when is the release date, the launch date, and what's the price going to be? And is there still kind of like a 10x or a 25x potential for this?
Right. So I haven't talked about the starting price. It took me quite some time to come up with a reasonable price. I know some people don't understand how the maximum supply affects the prices, but it's because there's only 10,000 supplies, so I'm setting the starting price to be $25.
$25. So I would give it a market cap of $250,000.
Right, and because the token distribution, only 40% will be put into liquidity right now. So the actual market cap will be 100,000.
Okay, all right. And what will you do with this money?
Well, I will not take out the liquidity at all, but I will be adjusting them by splitting it into multiple pools with different ranges. It's a pretty complicated task. I think you also realize that.
Yes.
Your liquidity.
So you have 4,000 tokens right now. Excuse me. You have 4,000 tokens right now in a liquidity pool?
No. So sorry. So it has not launched yet.
Okay.
Even though I hold all the tokens, but I haven't initialized the pool yet. And
is it still about $3,000?
The reason is
7,000. It was 7,000 when you did a screenshot for me.
Yeah, the gas fee. Like when it spiked up to 700 Gwei, it was like $25,000.
Holy smokes!
Initialize it. Like it's just gonna go to the miners and disappear.
Yeah. So what is the kind of maximum price you would initialize it with?
I would say $1,000. So it needs to be roughly below 40 Gwei.
Okay.
Which I don't think it's too much to ask, because like the week before this week, it often goes down to 20 or 30-ish. It's just after that, for some reason, the NFT space just exploded, and then everyone's trying to grab NFTs, I guess. So
now they when we did one of our pools, cost like $1,300 to initialize. I was like, wow, that was crazy. But I just had to do it. Just had to do it.
Yeah.
So do you have an initial launch date in mind then, or you're just kind of just waiting till you can get in while the prices are low?
So I will keep my promise where I said in my video it will be done this week.
This week,
And
okay.
I'm expecting to be mid or near end of this week. So
Okay.
probably September 2nd.
September 2nd, around there. All right.
And then I will just initialize it at the lowest point during that day, possibly.
Will you be doing a pre-sale, or are you doing any pre-allocations before that?
No. So this is another thing to consider. That's why I'm actually not pegging the token at the initial price, because once I initialize the pool, people will be able to buy. No one will be able to sell. So you actually cannot go below the price. And if I don't,
So what do you mean by that? Please explain that a little further.
So say I first initialize the liquidity with 1,000 tokens and spread it across the range from $25 to say $200.
Okay.
Then people will be able to buy the token and the price will go up, right?
Yeah.
And to move the price by $10, you might need to buy like 50 tokens.
Okay.
And it takes exactly 50 token sales to move down $10. So
okay, right.
So the whole 1,000 tokens will be there, and you will take exactly the same amount of buy and sell to move up and move down.
Well, that's something I'm a little bit unsure of, because when I created all the Nomad pools, for example, the lowest price pool I had set was $4. But there were times that the token was trading less than that. And I was like, how is that possible? I thought the floor is $4. How can it trade below what the pool was set at?
Well, I'm pretty sure you have
we do have the one pool with 6,000 at 10 cents, but I don't think any of that was actually sold at that price. I don't think any were sold at 10 cents. I think if I look at it, there's still 6,000 in there. I mean, I can just take a quick look.
Right. You probably want to check whether the fee actually increased from zero. If it does, then someone has interacted with it.
Yeah, there's still exactly like 6,000. So
I if I remember correctly, someone did have a pool from the lowest point. So it is possible.
Oh, okay. So somebody else created a pool, you think, for that price range, and that's how. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So, but you believe that your pool, your price will never go below $25?
Well, initially, and the reason is I will be adjusting liquidity pools. So while I'm adjusting, I have to pull it out and put it back. So during these times, if for some reason people want to sell, they might see insufficient liquidity. So that's one possibility. And as the price keep going up, I want to maximize capital efficiency, meaning all the assets sitting far from the current price are not actually doing anything. So it will actually make sense to be moving assets as the price goes. Okay. But this also will slightly increase the risk for having a price lower than the initial price. But that will only happen if every single person sells, and it will be less likely as the price keep going.
Right. So you talked about the 40% is going to be provided for liquidity provision, and then that leaves another 60%. What are you doing with the other 60% of the tokens?
So out of the 60%, another 40% of the total supply is currently locked. Okay. And it's locked until January 2022.
Okay, so just like
I cannot
3 months.
Interact with, yes, I cannot interact with these 4,000 tokens until the end of.
Did you do that with team.finance?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do see quite a few projects that I'm following uses it. I know it's not that well known compared to Uniswap, but it does seem legitimate, and yeah.
And you trust them very well? You trust Team.finance? Because we still have to lock up our tokens, right?
Right. So it's not really about whether I trust them or not, but if you look at the contract, you'll know that they also does not have any ability to take that out, because it's written in the contract that the token will be locked for this amount of duration. So now, it's on the blockchain. So
right,
no one can ever touch that unless they take over the whole Ethereum.
Are you, in your computer science program, are you learning Solidity? Like, are you learning software engineering, like coding?
Yes. And I regret not doing it earlier, because sometimes it's going to help a lot, like, to determine the legitimacy of a project, because oftentimes you want to make sure that the token you are investing in does not have any bugs or any backdoors, which will be a potential risk at some point.
Did you write this code all by yourself from the ground up, or this is similar to what Nomad and Inch did, where we just kind of took some really good code and just modified it a little bit?
Right. So I actually used a thing called ERC20 token generator. So it's actually a verified generator that basically just generates the token code for you. Yeah. So it's kind of similar like what you did, but yeah, I didn't actually modify any of the codes. Which the reason I did that is, one, I don't think everyone will be trusting my coding skill, as I actually haven't graduated yet, even though I do think I have enough knowledge writing it myself. But I just don't want it to get into the way of the COPYCAT token, because the important part is not about the token itself. Like the token is as simple as it can get. It only has all the basic requirements to be an ERC20 token. But the important thing is how we look at this token and how we use it, and of course how I am the one managing the liquidity initially.
Okay, all right. Now, one other question. So we've talked about 40% being provided in liquidity, 40% being locked up until January, and now you've got 20% left. What are you doing with that other 20%?
Right. So 10% will be dedicated for marketing and development, and the other 10% will be held forever in the founder's wallet. Although it's possible to change slightly, so like it might change to 8% or 10%, but it's up to the community to make a suggestion. So like if an emergency happens, like we just really need a little bit more of liquidity, then maybe I'll put that in, but I will not be touching it or dumping it.
Okay. So what I'm getting from you guys is, it looks like you have not allowed yourself any opportunity to take any profit out of this project, unless you're going to do it all January.
Well, for that locked portion, I do think at the end of the year, this community will grow much larger, and it will not allow me to do that anyway. But for the profit part, I was basically relying on the 1% liquidity fee.
Okay.
Which might not be enough. That's why I also have an NFT project launching currently.
Right.
But yeah, right now I do not actually have any way to increase my profit, other than maybe realize a small part of the development budget, as I said, which just to pay off all the costs I paid upfront for launching this project. Like,
which is quite substantial.
Yeah, like the domain, private email server, all the copyright thing, and all the transaction fees, gas fees for all these transactions, and the ENS domain. That's so many small fees
Yes,
that
I
they all
know that well. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yes, exactly.
So, what do you think? Ideally, what is your projection for this project? How do you want people to use it? And what do you think its value will be over time?
So I do imagine this token to go viral at some point. You just need a tick, and then people will just come and use this token. But I cannot possibly predict when that will happen. So, but one thing I do think is going to happen is the price should steadily go up, because one, as I said, the use case of this token, if we keep sending tokens to the contract addresses that no one will be able to get back, then it's self-deflationary. And because, so I also need to talk about, like, I think this project is also one of the most transparent and honest project, other than yours, of course.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about that, because I think when you first reached out to me to tell me about this, you were a little bit inspired by how we are doing things at Nomad and Inch. And, I said we're kind of setting the bar high for all these other projects to follow along in our footsteps and to be as transparent. So this is living proof now. Your project is living proof that, you saw what we were doing, you were inspired, and, take it from there, Isaac.
Yeah. So initially, I started following your channel because you talk about MM, obviously, and because at that time not that many YouTubers were talking about MM. And then I watched a few of your live streams, and what I really get from your live stream is you are a very honest person and is keen to onboard people into this crypto space, and you are very passionate about educating people, and you are also strive to learn as much as you can so you can bring more people onto this. So that's why I started following you and eventually joined as a helper for your
helper. Oh, don't sell yourself short. You are one of the top tier executive members, that's for sure. You're not a helper.
I actually started thinking about this copycat token back in July.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's slightly before your token launch. And then,
interesting.
So it was actually started from a Discord server where I played with a bot where it allows you to send and receive cryptocurrencies, and then I just think it would be awesome if I can make a token and then allow everyone in the server to use that token.
It's a wonderful idea. It's never been done before, and yeah. I think it has a real world practical application. It's almost like a meme coin, but with a little bit more utility.
Right. It's like the meme coin that's memeing all the meme coins, basically. So it's like
meme coin memeing the memes.
Yes. So
well, this is
initially I actually didn't want to put my face into this project, but I really
you got to be proud of your work.
Yes, well, that's one thing. Another thing is I myself have experienced getting trapped into honeypot tokens.
So, no, sorry, for those uninitiated, what is honeypot? I mean, I know what rug pull means, but I've heard the term a few times, honeypot, but I don't actually know what the definition is.
So it's basically tracking you to buy the token, but it will not allow you to sell. So it's even worse than rug pull. Like rug pull, it's basically they think they accumulated enough and then they pull out the liquidity. But before that, you can still interact with the tokens.
Right, you can still sell at some point.
Designed to track you, so to trap you. So the contract is actually written in a way that only the owner or a few wallets can.
That's like straight out fraud, right?
Yeah, which it will not happen if we are in stock market or something, but
yeah,
it's hard to regulate this. So
crazy.
Yeah, and most of the time these projects are anonymous and they just pop out randomly everywhere. So yeah,
I'm glad then that you have taken the honorable approach. You know, you've decided you're fully doxxed, so we know who you are.
I'm willing to take the risk of putting me out there.
Good.
To prove that I'm not here to damage you, to scam your money. I'm actually want to use this to not just get the idea of the COPYCAT token out, but also to fund my studies.
Good. Yeah, good. How much does it cost to get a computer science degree at the University of Toronto?
I'm gonna say 300,000.
You're kidding me. Is that include? Is that residential? Like include accommodations?
It's for international students.
Oh,
and I know why they cost this high, because obviously they want to protect the
local people, I guess.
Yes, for domestic people, and they can use those funds to enhance the utility or.
Wow.
Yeah.
$300,000. That's for 5 years, 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
4 years, so 75,000 a year.
If you are in computer science program, it costs roughly 31,000 for a semester.
Oh my goodness! And 2 semesters per year, pretty much, or 3 semesters.
So actually, well, I was studying 3 semesters because I was trying to graduate as fast as I can.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, it's actually very expensive, and that's why. That's why I haven't talked about it, but I initiated an NFT project which is aimed to basically fund international students for their post-secondary education.
Oh wow! So what is your website? What's the name of the website?
It's called coincopycat.com.
All right, so let's take a quick peek at that now. Okay, here it is. See, this is the logo. I tried to get it up there.
Yes, I drew it myself. It's super original. No copyrights. It's literally I draw it without looking at anything.
That's awesome. All right, so here, this is the contract address.
Right.
Okay, still is not initialized. Still coming soon. So people can read this and find out. We already talked about what its purpose is.
Right.
Now you have
watch the video about everything.
That's right. Now what is your? Oh, this is wild. What is your YouTube channel?
It's called Mo Isaac. So you just spell my name.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I think I've been saying your last name wrong this whole time. I've been calling it Moo, but it's Mo. Okay, Mo Isaac.
Well, actually, my last name can have 2 pronunciations. So you can say Mu or Mo. It both works. But in Chinese, it doesn't say Mo in Taiwan.
Okay, Mo Isaac. All right, fantastic. So here it is right here. Everyone give Isaac a subscribe. And I love your avatar. Is really, really great.
Yeah, I made that myself as well.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, you're quite the artist. Oh, okay. And instead of tokenomics, you got copynomics. That's great. Did you draw this cat as well yourself?
No, I didn't. Well, you can tell the lines are much smoother there.
Now, you said there was something about the plus sign on the cat's head.
Oh, it's like it denotes duplication.
Okay, so right.
It means
plus this one, plus this one, plus this one.
Itself a copycat.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. And all your socials are up and running?
Yes.
So you did this the right way. And you had everything already pre-organized, pre-planned. This is the way we should have done Nomad and Inch. I was born on MS
Twitter
Paint.
has the most interactions right now, but you should still follow all the socials if you can.
Awesome. This is great. All right. Now it is AMA, so let's go and get some questions from the people.
Right. I should be looking at the comments.
Let's just see.
It's a lot of comments.
Yeah. A lot of them are Nomad and Inch related. Okay. I'll try to find one here. All right. So Aurelio has a question. Copycat, what exchange? Do you have any plans to get on an exchange? Is that an easy thing? How can you do it?
So first, I will be initializing the pool on Uniswap, and I will be utilizing their V3 liquidity.
All
so
right.
it will only be available there at the beginning. And of course, I will be looking to get it to small exchanges first, like Get.io. I've been using it for a while now, so
Okay.
It shouldn't be too hard to get it on there, given that we get enough volumes, of course.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So how many users does Gate.io have?
Well, I actually don't know on top of my head. It's not a big exchange, but I know there's quite a large users from the Chinese community and probably more worldwide, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, somebody finally pointed it out to me. That math problem is 3x plus 1.
Oh, it's about yeah. I remember watching the video about it.
Yeah, if you multiply some numbers together and it comes out as an even number or an odd number, you plus 1.
Yeah.
And it has this weird kind of graph, and apparently, like, nobody can prove nobody can prove if it can actually, if there's any exception to the rule. But eventually, it all comes down to like 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
And when you factor it down,
it is interesting to see that for the opposite side of the number line. So if they start from negative numbers, yeah, it's actually different. Like it has a few closed cycles instead of one in the positive side. So, yeah.
Edwin says, let's support Isaac with this great project. I think it is too. I really like this project. It's quite unique, and I'm definitely going to be picking up some of your copycats. What is is it actually Copycat? Those are the ticker symbols?
Yes, it's COPYCAT.
Okay, COPYCAT. There you go.
So I forgot to say, after you buy the tokens, you can consider holding a few, because I already have a few NFTs about Copycat, and if you hold the tokens, you will get discounts.
Okay, Shadrach says, very interesting live stream. Isaac is a sharp guy and seems very honest. Absolutely. Somebody has a question for you. Aurelio, are you from Hong Kong?
No, I'm from Taiwan.
From Taiwan, definitely. And question from Shadrach again. What is the name of Isaac's coin?
It's called Copycat.
Copycat, that's right.
It's the Copycat, not any copycats.
Okay, oops. I'm just trying to get here. Nice cat, Light Ray says. And another question here, Aurelio, just to confirm again, when will be are you gonna tell anybody beforehand, like, hey, I'm doing it right now, or is this gonna be a surprise drop?
Well, I will be announcing it when I click confirm, when I deploy the pool. So if you
how will you be announcing it?
Well, if you want to get the earliest announcement, I recommend you to join the Telegram or Discord, because that's the easiest place where I will be able to type, I'm deploying it, and then add everyone. So I will be doing that.
All right, here we go.
Of course, want to do it as fair as possible. So I'm not telling anyone beforehand. And also, I myself don't control the gas fees. So it's not whether I want to deploy it at certain times. It's just when the gas fee is low, I will be deploying it.
We have some issue here. It says I don't have permission to complete the CAPTCHA. I'm trying to prove I'm human, but it won't let me.
That's
Is that maybe because we're live streaming or something? Maybe if I end the live stream, I can do that. Or maybe there's some glitch here.
Or maybe you already joined, no?
No, I don't think so. Because I don't have it. I can't put any comment.
So if you click join, does it work?
Okay, there we go. Now I gotta, okay.
Right, so the one above is not for you.
Oh, okay.
There's hi there, yeah. Okay, you are in now. Perfect.
There we go. Okay, thank you. So that's, I'm joined there.
So it will be on Uniswap. It's not on Binance. It's an ERC20 token. So please don't buy it from anywhere else.
Okay. There we go. So now I'm in your, do I need to continue more to do here? Do I need to agree to this? Or we can just start. That's the rules.
Yeah, you can start, I believe. Yeah.
So which is the main channel then? We got announcements, how to buy.
Right. All those are information. And if you want to talk, you can go to the general part. Go down. Here.
Okay.
That one is voice.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the one above suggestions.
The one above meow chat. Okay, there we go. Meow chat. All right. I want to make sure I'm in on all your socials. I want to be in on ground floor. So do you see Telegram and Discord? You're going to announce it,
and then I will also post the other socials. So we have 299 followers now, almost 300.
That's awesome. That's more than us.
And for some reason, no one really followed the Instagram, but I think most
I'm not
people
a big Instagram fan.
Yeah.
Join your group. All right. So I'm all in the socials now. I'm gonna be notified. What do you think? How many should we buy initially?
Well, I would say at least 10.
All right, at least 10. You heard it here first. I'm going to buy more than 10 because, I always want to have 10 in my wallet for the moonshot. And then I can send, I'll buy 11. I'll start with 11 and then I can send fractions to all the projects that need to get tagged. Hey, you're a copycat.
Right. Sounds good.
SkyTM has a great point. Too many dog coins. This is the first for cat coin. I think Vitalik Buterin is also a cat lover, isn't he?
Oh yeah. So I'm not gonna send him the COPYCAT token.
But it's a good idea. Yeah, everybody loves those Shiba Inu and those Doge coins, those meme dog coins. It's time we had some cat lovers out there.
Yes.
That's awesome. And then here we got a comment from Kirk. Congrats, Isaac. You helped me understand liquidity when I first bought MM. I will be buying. Yes, definitely. I mean, you helped me understand liquidity as well, too.
Yeah. So it's interesting when I didn't actually plan to talk about liquidity first, but it was when everyone was wondering about the price actions and they were blaming different parties and different factors. And I just don't see anyone that really dig into Uniswap V3 and then explain it to everyone else. So I realized that I'm one of the people who did spend quite some time researching this topic because Uniswap V3 was very new. It was released on May 2021. So even right now, it's only 3 months. So many people were coming from understanding of V2 or just liquidity in general. But V3 is like completely different from any other liquidity management service. So yeah, that's why I made a few videos about liquidity.
Edwin has a question. Are you creating a USDT pool or ETH pool?
So I will be creating a pool with I'm pairing USDT with Copycat.
Okay.
So I'm not pairing with ETH because you really would want a stablecoin pairing
Yeah,
with.
that's what I've discovered. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that impermanent loss.
Yeah.
All right. So a link to your website. So just to see, it's coincopycat.com, right?
Yes. And I just want to clarify, you don't have to transfer your ETH. You don't have to swap your ETH for
No.
USDT because Uniswap does multi-call, which means it will route the tokens and they actually find the best routes for swapping your tokens. So if you just swap with ETH, you will probably swap ETH with USDT and then use that USDT to swap with Copycat.
That's what we learned from you, and that's what we learned when we created our own tokens. It's so easy. It's great, Uniswap will find a way.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about the pairings.
Right. Someone says it's going to pump on launch date. Do you have a price projection? We did a 440x from 10 cents to $44. What do you think? What do you think this $25 token is going to do?
Well, I would say conservatively at least 10x.
Really interesting. Okay.
I know, like after the price goes up, it might intimidate new buyers because the price seems so high for a single token.
Yeah.
But if people just buy like a small amount to use, then it will just go up.
Yeah, why did you choose 10,000 and a high price instead of just doing like 1 million or 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion tokens?
Right. I just think one thing, the idea of this token is not dependent on the amount. And I think low amount is a lot easier to understand and calculate. So when I'm talking about how much I'm allocating for what purpose, it's a lot easier to wrap your head around with like exactly 1,500 instead of 25 quadrillion or
That's true. That's true. Look at these. Some people say some might go to $500 on the first day. Do you think you have that big a following, and you think there's that much use case for your token? I mean, it's very unique and original.
Right. Well, if we pump too hard, we will come down. But I still think it will steadily go up as as more and more people valuing the transparency and honesty of the projects, and also adopting the idea of copycat.
Yep. Is there any more? I think we've kind of addressed all the questions in the AMA. Is there any more you would like the community to know about you or the project, or any?
Oh, well, I didn't really talk about my experience in crypto. So I just want to share a little bit about that.
Okay.
So I actually first heard about Bitcoin in 2014. So I created my YouTube channel in 2013. And then a year after, I actually heard about in 2014 because there was an exchange called BitoEX, and they launched in Taiwan. And then that's where I heard about it. And then I first bought my Bitcoin in 2016, I believe. But I actually used Bitcoin as a payment system.
Oh, interesting.
So I didn't actually invest in Bitcoin. So, like, if I'm looking back right now, it's one of the big mistakes I make is I didn't think about Bitcoin long term. I just use it as a transaction method because obviously at that time I don't have credit card. So it's actually a way for me to trade online. And I actually do enjoy trading and understanding the markets. So yeah, that's where I started. And if you wonder about the price, in 2016, it was 500 per Bitcoin. So that's like 99% off for one Bitcoin. And I actually look back at my transaction histories. I saw I actually accumulatively bought more than one Bitcoin back then.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is kind of impossible for me right now.
So, did you make a lot of money in Bitcoin originally, or no? Did you kind of miss the boat, or?
No. So as I said, I actually use it for transactions mainly. So I was using to buy like a lot of like in-game stuff and trade that.
Okay, right,
So,
right.
yeah.
But if you
So
had held it all, it would be worth you'd have a whole Bitcoin and it'd be worth $50,000, almost 50,000 right now.
yes, and I actually did keep using Bitcoin in 2017, 2019, but I never actually pay attention to the price because like after I purchase say $50, it worth exactly $50 while I'm using it. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So this year is when I really get into the crypto space and started to following all those other coins and obviously investing in Ethereum.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Are you in your final semester? Or your final year of computer science?
Yeah, final year. So I will graduate next year.
Okay. And what will you do after you graduate? Do you have any job opportunities lined up already, or are you going to go independent?
So I've worked a 4 year as software developer, and one of the companies I work for does welcome me to come back. So I might just go there to have a stable job and possibly get citizenship there afterwards.
And where's that?
Toronto.
Toronto. Awesome. So you're going to be an honorary Canadian. That's going to be great. What's the starting salary for that position?
Well, it should just be entry developer probably. I haven't really thought about that yet.
Do you think you have the ability to earn tech lead type money as a tech lead? Could you get a job at Facebook or Google?
Well, even though I do excel my studies, but it's still too early for me to say at this point.
I think you should have just said, yes, of course I can get a job at Facebook or Google.
Like my end goal is not to lead a whole team of talented developers, but more for being able to develop whatever I'm interested in. So I actually have a really high hope to be able to gain financial freedom from crypto so that I can fund my own developments. Like I actually really want to make games or
cool.
or maybe utility software for my daily habits.
Okay.
So yeah.
Have you been watching the show Mythic Quest on Apple TV?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, you have to look at this. It's two seasons, and talking about, it's basically, imagine like World of Warcraft. So it's behind the scenes look at a company that created this massively multiplayer online role playing game. It's a comedy. It's a very funny, but anyways, it's Mythic Quest on Apple TV. Last question here, Isaac. Light Race Kong says, what if a whale manages to buy the whole 1,000 tokens in one go? What would the price do?
So first thing is 4,000 token is the whole available tokens that will be put into liquidity. I'm definitely not putting that at the beginning. So I will likely be putting 500 or 1,000 and then spread it up to a slightly wider range and then adding subsequent pools as we go. So I will be monitoring the price movements and market actions and then adjusting this. So it's not possible to buy everything. And if the price goes up too high, then it will basically be impossible to buy all because
The price will go up like infinitely, right?
Yeah.
And again, like the faster you go to the speed of light, the more mass, the more energy it takes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I hear you. All right. Any parting words, Isaac?
So I guess maybe check out my other videos in my channel as well as Terry's channel, because he has a lot of educational contents. And in my channel, I have quite a few interesting videos where I play puzzle games and also videos about me playing Rubik's Cube.
Oh, interesting.
So if you want to learn more about me, you can check some of the previous.
What's the fastest you can solve a cube?
An official record is below 10 seconds.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's hard to do it officially. I did participate quite a few competitions back in 2016, I think.
That's amazing.
I was high ranked at that point.
I can see that. I believe that about you. I could definitely see that.
But then I really want to focus on my
intelligent.
studies, so I stopped playing it. But it's still a good party trick to pull off sometimes.
Yeah, it keeps your brain active. This has been awesome. Isaac, thank you so much for coming. We've been nearly an hour on this AMA. This is amazing. You're very interesting to talk to. I just love spending time with you. You become a close friend of mine. Hopefully we can meet up in Canada sometime, or we can go to Taiwan. I can meet up with you in Taiwan. So anyways, thank you very much, Isaac. I'm looking forward. I wish you all the best with the release. You better believe I'm going to be like following you and getting in super, super quick. So yeah, thank you again. Appreciate you being here.
Again, thank you for inviting me to your live stream. I wish you the best on your projects, and we'll talk soon, I guess.
We certainly will. Thanks again. See ya.
Thank you.
Well, that was Isaac Mo. I've been saying his last name wrong. So congratulations to Isaac. You can visit his website, CoinCopycat. CoinCopycat.com. You can go to his YouTube channel, Mo Isaac, MOUISAAC. Mo Isaac is his YouTube channel. And then you can also get to his socials, the Discord, the Telegram. Within the next few days, he's going to go live and he's going to launch it on Telegram. He's going to tell the whole community. Anyways, this has been an amazing AMA. I'm so glad for Isaac to come and explain his project to us. I'm super excited about it. And because I do like to support other people and help other people, Isaac was very helpful to us. He's he's high up on the executive team for the Nomad and Inch, for our tokens and for our channel. And yeah, I'm just super, super excited. I'm going to be buying for sure. All right, everybody, this AMA has been going on long enough. Live your lives large and in charge. We'll see you later in the day.